Hey everybody, back here with week 3 of the VBL Teambuilder. I know I said on last week's that I wouldn't be re-recording this, but then my man went and got a +8 on week 2, getting two 4-0 sweeps with a Dracovish Bulldoze Weakness Policy Lantern set. So that made me rethink my confidence in this matchup and go back to the drawing board a little bit. As we mentioned last week, we have Mantine instead of Steelix. That's to cover some of my non-Trick Room options. I can also now set a rain or do some rain stuff with Lipard Mantine. The rain obviously also helps Quagsire and Urshifu, as well as the fire weakness for Delmise and Vegavault. So rain is a good option on my team now. Over on the Nova Scotia Seakings side, we've got Gengar G-Max, Amoonguss, Escavalier, Cottonee, Hitmonlee, Dracovish, Cofagrigus, Kadabra, Unpheasant, Frostlass, and Lantern. I've changed my mind here. I really do think he is going to bring Cottonee. But I think he's guaranteed to bring Gengar, Amoonguss, and Dracovish. Dracovish I think is necessary because I have Cinderace. That's also why I think he's bringing Cottonee. Most of my team is physical, so Cottonee would probably be coming just for charm stuff. Amoonguss is obviously good with Rage Powder. Gengar's just his strongest Pokemon, I think. The Scavalier, in case I'm running Trick Room, would probably come. He might even bring Cofagrigus to set his own Trick Room. Kadabra maybe if he wants to imprison my Trick Room, but it's not my main game plan this week anyway, because he has a lot of decent Trick Room options. And he just showed he can bring the Lantern and mess stuff up. So definitely preparing for the Dracovish matchup. I think that's the most worrying thing for me. Hitmonlee can do a ton of damage with Reckless. High jump kick hits like a truck, so if he brings that, I'm worried about it being Choice Scarfed. Cottonee, as I said, for charm. And Unpheasant, I think, would just be there to set up Tailwind and then get some critical hits. So that's what I'm worried about. And let's get into my team. So here's the team. I'm bringing Cinderace, Lipard, Mr. Rime, Quagsire, Vegavault, and Delmise. This is the first time I'm not bringing Porygon 2. Like I said, I didn't want to set Trick Room. However, I do have a Trick Room option in here. So first up, we have our G-Max Cinderace with Pyro Ball, Bounce, Sucker Punch, and Substitute. The speed EVs here are to outspeed Gengar, unless it's Scarfed. The White Herb. So this is my way of countering Cottonee and also the Amoonguss. So let's say he leads Dracovish plus Cottonee. Well, let's get into the Lipard first, actually. So we've got... Oh, and I wanted to switch this item. What do I want on this item? Maybe I give him a Mental Herb. Does Cottonee get Taunt? Probably. This might change by the time the battle happens. I forgot to change it before. So I've got Fake Out, Foul Play, Taunt, and Charm. And these speed EVs are to outspeed... what is that to outspeed? The Hitmonlee, in case he's bringing Hitmonlee, not Scarfed, with Fake Out. So I can Fake Out before the Hitmonlee. So with this lead of Lipard Cinderace, which I've talked about every week, if he goes Dracovish plus Cottonee, for example, I can Fake Out the Dracovish, max Airstream into the Cottonee. He will Charm the Cinderace, which will get beaten by the White Herb. I then outspeed Choice Scarf Dracovish with both the Lipard and the Cinderace, and I can then max Airstream the Dracovish while taunting the Cottonee, so it can't charm me anymore. If he leads Dracovish Amoonguss, I can Fake Out the Dracovish, substitute the Cinderace, assuming that he spores the Cinderace, and then start using Pyro Ball on the Amoonguss while I start using Charm on the Dracovish. If he leads anything else, we'll have to go from there. I am not too worried about the Lantern because I have Quagsire, who Lantern can't really hit, except for Ice Beam, but we'll get to the Quagsire set and how I can deal with that. So there's my lead every game, except for the item. I might change that up. Foul Play also does a ton of damage to Dracovish after I get the max Airstream off, if he leads with Cottony. The Foul Play I can use instead of Charm might just be able to KO the Dracovish, depending on how much health it has. I will glean that from how much damage the Fake Out does. Then we get to our Mr. Rime, who has a Focus Sash, Screen Cleaner. Again, he doesn't really have a good ability here. Protect, Trick Room, Psyshock, and Freeze Dry. Freeze Dry will obviously destroy the Dracovish if he's not holding a Yoshberry. Last week he did have a Yoshberry. It's also good against the Amoonguss and the Lantern. And what else did he have? The Unpheasant, the Cottony. And then Psyshock is good against Gengar and Amoonguss and Hitmonlee. So with just these two moves, I have super effective damage against at least half of his team. Max HP, max special attack. I don't really need any speed. If I bring Mr. Rime, I think he's already outspeeding the Amoonguss. Yep, that's 1 point higher than max speed Amoonguss, which would be really weird, but doesn't, I mean, I don't know what else I can do there. That's why I've got the 4 points. Max Amoonguss is at 90. So that's just a fun interaction there. Trick Room is mainly here to counter his Trick Room. If he's bringing a Cophagrigus, or maybe he has it on his Gengar and is setting it up, I can just Trick Room. When he Trick Rooms, I got the Focus Sash, so I can guarantee that gets off. And we get to the Quagsire. Water Absorb this time instead of Unaware. Citrus Berry with Protect, Recover, Ice Punch, and High Horsepower. So unless he brings a Grass move on Amoonguss, I don't think he has anything that will actually do damage to this. Max HP, max attack, High Horsepower will do damage, super effective damage to his Gengar. Normal damage to his Escavalier. God damn you, Wolfie, you're making me say Escavalier like an idiot. Ice Punch to do super effective damage to the Amoonguss, Cottony, Unpheasant. Oh, High Horsepower also against the Lantern. So the only grass types he has are Cottony. It's just, yeah, Cottony and Amoonguss. And Amoonguss typically doesn't run a grass move. So with the Citrus Berry and Water Absorb, I can just switch in to the Vicious Rend. If my lead doesn't work out and he does end up Vicious Rending Cinderace, I can just switch in Quagsire and take no damage. Protect just for scouting, recover to heal, because I don't think this guy will take much damage from anything. This is a great option to have in the back. I actually think he does have to prepare for this Quagsire, or he's in a lot of trouble. This is probably my main mode, would just be Cinderace, Liepard, Mr. Rime, and Quagsire. And then we get into the fun crap. Vegavault with Blunder Policy. So, I've got Blunder Policy Zap Cannon here. The Zap Cannon, if it hits, obviously will 100% paralyze anything, or it'll give me a +2 boost to speed. That'll double my speed up to 126, which will allow me to outspeed the Amoonguss, Cophagrigus, and the Escavalier. That's it, actually. It's very close to outspeeding the Lantern. I might just boost this up. What does that give me? 64, 128. Okay, I need a little bit more. 65 gives me 130. Do it one more so I am faster than max speed lantern. Okay. So this will allow me to outspeed max speed lantern if I miss. String shot will also lower their speed by 2, both of them. And then I got, if I do want to Dynamax this, I would have max electric, max flutterby, max airstream, which will keep making me go faster. This is pretty gimmicky. I don't know if I'll ever bring it. It's just in here for fun. If I like dominate game 1 or something, I might just bring out this Vegavault game 2, fake out something and zap cannon it, see how it goes. Then we got our Assault Vest Delmise with Anchor Shot, Earthquake, Poltergeist, and Power Whip, max HP, max attack, minus speed. I could bring this if I think he's going to Trick Room. This could come in the back instead of Mr. Rime, so I could go Cinderace, Liepard, Quagsire, Delmise, or Cinderace, Liepard, Mr. Rime, Quagsire for game 1. It's one of those 4. Anchor Shot, Poltergeist, and Power Whip for the triple stab, as I keep talking about. Poltergeist, super effective against the Gengar, Cofagrigus, Kadabra, Frostlass. Anchor Shot is super effective against the Frostlass. Power Whip is just not only super effective against the Lantern. And then, what was the last move? Earthquake, which will hit the Escavalier and the Lantern. But he's got nothing that resists all 4. Again, I don't know if that's possible. So this is just a good damage dealer. With the Assault Vest, he will quite easily tank something from the Gengar, which would be the only thing, I think, that hits him for stab, super effective damage. Cofagrigus, I guess, and Frostlass. But I don't think he's bringing Frostlass. So there's the team. Like I said before, I was more confident in this until he got the +8 over the Crocodile Dundees with that creative bulldoze weakness policy stuff. So I do think I've prepared well, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Bye.